Jacksepticeye uploaded a video called Help, and I did want to go over it. Obviously, he's been playing through Silent Hill. Because Jack is someone that's very open about his mental health and stuff and his struggles and that, you know, with like depression and anxiety and stuff like that. I even remember like during lockdown, he made a short film where he was basically like being someone that's living the same day over and over again. Like he just felt trapped. Let me see if I can find that actually, because that was a really good video. Yeah, he made this video that was really good. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it's basically him just like, you know, almost just going through the motions and just having the same thing happen every day. You know. He's like working out, and then he's gaming, and then he's like scrolling on his phone. And he just feels like he's living the same day over and over. I thought it was really interesting. Yeah, that came out like 15 months is a short film sharing my experience and feelings of the last year and a half. I think it's cool how relatable he's being as well, because I feel a lot of people use the cope where it's like, oh, you're rich, you don't have any problems. Like why do you have depression, bro? Like you're rich. But yeah, this was a really good video. But he did another video called Help. And like I said, he's been very open about like his struggle with mental health and stuff as well. Which I feel like YouTubers don't talk about that enough. Like, I feel like it's always used as a weakness when you bring it up. Wait, rich people? Is it just me? Rich people have feelings?
Or does it feel like the internet is just getting angrier and angrier all the time? I feel like I can't even...
I mean, he's literally correct, though, because rage bait is literally what gets traction. I mean, look at KSI. His song is number 9 in the top 10 charts solely from rage bait. Like, that's what gets traction now. That's what gets you views.
Interact with the internet the way I used to, because it just makes me so anxious all the time now. Everywhere I look, everyone's just fighting with each other. Everyone's attacking one another. You go to a TikTok video and people are all like, oh, why'd you do stuff this way? Why did you do it that way? Why are you...
The only interaction I've had with Jacksepticeye, by the way, is I met him with PewDiePie before PewDiePie moved to Japan. I said to Jack, I was like, to Sean, I was like, really nice to meet you, man. I hugged him and he said, oh, I'm really sick, by the way. And then like a week later, I got COVID.
Are you even filming this? What's going on? Like, it just feels like the fun of everything is kind of going away.
I remember he made a very good point as well with like videos where people would comment on his channel being like, why aren't you high energy anymore? Like, why aren't the videos entertaining? And then he basically turned around and said, it's because you grew up. You grew up. You're not 13 anymore. You're like a 20-year-old. And, you know, you've matured and stuff. And like my content just doesn't really fit that anymore.
Maybe that's just endemic of like the bubbles that I'm in. Maybe it's just endemic of the stuff that gets served to me. But algorithmically driven content just kind of drives everybody to anger all the time.
I think one thing as well is like YouTube right now absolutely sucks. Like if I go into trending right now, I went on the trending tab, right? Because I saw one of my videos made it onto trending. I mean, trending is literally... I mean, this is all music videos. This is fine. They actually put Got in a Band banners. Okay, that's deserved. That's actually deserved. Here we go. Yeah, it's this kind of stuff. Like, surviving a week in our demonic school. Part 2, we split up. You got a dream video as well. Wait, he got 3 mil in 2 days. That's not very good. Oh my god, I think we might have dunked on him with Darkwood. Unlucky. Yeah, it's like an NDL video as well. Like, no hate towards Nico and his boys and that, obviously, but it's just that kind of Mr. Beast challenge content. It's like, it's stuff that's taken from like TV and then basically repurposed into YouTube. It's funny because YouTube was meant to be an alternative to TV, but YouTube is basically just becoming TV now.
Look, everyone's just fighting with each other. Everyone's attacking.
Where is the Darkwood video in trending? It was only trending for gaming, which sucks. But, you know, trending doesn't really do anything, I'll be honest. It doesn't help you get views. I've had videos that didn't even make trending, and they've done better than videos that were number 3 on trending. Like my Buckshot Roulette video was like number 3 on trending when it came out, and that flopped. And then Darkwood was like number 9 on gaming trending, like a sub-type category. And then that's on like 4 mil in a month.
Hacking one another. You go to a TikTok video and people are all like, oh, why'd you do stuff this way? Why did you do it that way? Why are you even filming this? What's going on? Like, it just feels like the fun of everything is kind of going away.
I mean, it's really telling, right? When you scroll on TikTok and you see a TikTok of a guy walking down a street with music playing, like, Avril 13th by Aphex Twin, and then the caption is like, I can't take this anymore. I'm not enjoying video games anymore, that kind of stuff. And then you actually find out that... What was the tangent I was going on about again? Oh, yeah. So, like, you'll have people that are, like, walking down the street in a TikTok, and they'll have this caption being like, I can't take this anymore, or, I don't enjoy video games like I used to, or I don't enjoy life like I used to. And that is like... You'll think that that's something they share with their mates, and then you look at the likes, and it's got, like, 500,000 likes. And everyone in the comments is saying silent repost because they know if they repost it, that's embarrassing. I can't open up about myself, but I can relate. Like, it's awful. Like social media and TikTok and that is literally brain poison people, bro. It's awful.
Maybe that's just endemic of, like, the bubbles that I'm in.
Wait, was that Hire Me Pyro? From the brep to the belch to the fart to the... Oh, yeah, DM me on Discord right now if that was you.
And maybe it's just endemic of the stuff that gets served to me, but algorithmically driven content just kind of drives everybody to anger all the time. Because it's so much easier to be angry about stuff and hate.
The worst thing is as well with Hire Me Pyro, I actually didn't end up hiring him. And he ended up working for Beam Buddy. So he ended up working for the competition instead.
Stuff and hate each other than it is to do anything decent anymore. And maybe it's always been like that, but now is just the only time that I've started to see it. And maybe that's just...
I go through this horrible cycle where I keep uninstalling TikTok. I'll uninstall it, and then I'll reinstall it, and then I'll uninstall it, and then I'll reinstall it. The problem is I need to use it for work because unfortunately it's a really good source of finding stuff to talk about. I mean, I've said this before, but I had that app that I stole from JSchlatt, OneSec, where I just install, I block apps basically.
Just me and my timelines and my algorithms and the things that I see from my perspective, but it just kind of seems like anywhere I turn on the internet now, if I spend any length of time on it, it just all seems so negative. It's just people throwing rocks at each other all the time.
I don't have TikTok, old head. I mean, I'm old on TikTok, technically. Like, the main viewer demographic on TikTok are just 14-year-olds.
The internet was supposed to bring people together and do amazing things and connect the world, but
I genuinely think, though, if I didn't have TikTok, I would have lost that link between, like, what the current humor is. I think the only benefit with me, right, is like... I think the only benefit is because I was like one of the first generations to grow up on the internet, like Gen Z, right? Like growing up on the internet. I feel like we'll never lose that link of what is funny. And also, like, I'm just too terminally online to fall out the loop as well.
But all it's done is seem to highlight the problems more. You would think having so many people from so many diverse different backgrounds and cultures that would be able to all learn from each other, but it seems like people just double down and sit inside their bubbles and throw stones from there.
I mean, didn't he quit Twitter? That sounds like a Twitter take. I swear I read like a psychology thing where it's like when someone's proven wrong, it's easier for them to just double down again instead of putting their hands up and being like, yeah, I was wrong, I messed up.
And that's not even mentioning how much violence and war is going on right now. That seems to just entrench people more in their beliefs instead of reaching out and having a heart and being more open to things. A lot of people have been, and that's great to see, but by and
Insta is much better than TikTok. Yeah, I don't use Insta Reels. I don't use Insta Reels. Apparently they're funny though. Apparently all they do on Insta is like they just try to spell out the N-word using GIFs, like letters.
Large, these things just keep happening over and over again. And that's not even mentioning like politics making people so angry and entrenching them into their own beliefs further as well. and just picking sides and attacking each other all the time. It's really difficult for anybody to go onto the internet these days and just exist without being dragged into something that's...
One thing I do notice as well, like on TikTok specifically, I know I make this comparison, but like it's the main app that I use, right? Like, you know, for short form content. Whenever I see like a family post their videos and stuff, they'll get like 300 views, right? And then the algorithm plucks a random video and goes, that one's going to be viral. And it gets like 3 million views. And then all the comments are just snide. They're just snide constantly. It's funny because when you do leave that bubble, there's so many...
The day when making fun of Pyro just doesn't hit the same anymore.
That'll be a long way away, don't worry. It's like with me on TikTok, right? Like when I get TikToks that don't bang and it's just like you guys that see it, the comments are just like, you know, 1 minute Andy, hairline fell off. But then when it reaches a bigger aspect, like the bigger side of TikTok, you'll get loads of people being like, oh, Pyro still uploads, that's cool. Or like, oh, isn't this guy into like fat? You know, like stuff like that. But then you'll have the people that are like extra snide and they're saying like, why does this guy still have a platform? Why hasn't this guy been like ran off the internet by now? You know, just like people that are obviously doom scrolling on their phone and then they see content that they don't like and then they take it out on the actual content itself.
What's going on?
Which is a normal reaction. I think everyone does that to an extent. Like, you know, in the form of commenting or reporting it or like liking a snide comment instead of liking the actual video.
And I think the common denominator between all of these is people. And as generic as that sounds, that really is the humanity of it all. The lack of humanity in regards to some of it. And I think the most important thing to a lot of people, especially me, and especially the things that I've heard from my audience over the years, is mental health. And anybody that's watched me for any length of time knows just how important mental health is to me, because I've gone through my own struggles with mental health over the years and still struggle with my mental health all the time. I don't think it's something that you ever figure out and you ever...
Holy 3-monitor setup. I have a 3-monitor setup. I've basically got the same setup that he has, but bigger. Like that monitor he's got on the right, mine's like a landscape.
Get on top of, but you can definitely get better tools, get better help. And that's what I've been doing. I've been reaching out and getting help from a therapist for like 2 years now. I'm on medications for depression and anxiety to try and deal with my own mental...
Yeah, he's mentioned this multiple times. Like, I think it's good that YouTubers are like very open about their mental health. Like me personally, like I have a therapist as well. I'm not on like meds or anything like that. I've never taken medication in my life, but I do have a therapist. I think personally, like anyone should have a therapist if they're lucky enough to be able to get one. I think that's the problem because they're just so expensive. They're like £30 an hour or something. It's crazy.
Mental health. So when people say that they're struggling and stuff helps them get through a hard time, I'm there with you. I know exactly what it takes, and I know...
You should be on medication. True. Yeah, hook me up with some Ritalin, bro. I'll probably end up like Leafy's here.
How strong you need to be able to get over any of those obstacles. And I'm always trying to find ways to help, to progress things, to open up the conversation, to try...
You also have to be honest with your therapist for it to start working. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like I can be very open with my therapist, which is good. Because I think like with me personally, like what I went through where like all my kinks and stuff got forced out the closet.
I am a sad millionaire.
Because I realized that like everyone knows about it. It was so much easier to tell a therapist because it's like, why could I not open up to you if everyone else in the world knows about it? So that was actually such a W. That whole drama, genuinely. Like that actually helped me so much mentally.
I am a sad millionaire. I cannot block people being kale mean. I must make it all about me. I'm also Irish BTW.
Okay, that's not funny. That's not funny. I thought you were doing a funny bit.
Pyro. Love your content. Lots of love from Canada. By the way, have you heard of the game Mouthwashing? I think you'd enjoy it a lot.
Thank you, Pincat, for the 10. Yeah, Mouthwashing. I played through it off stream. I don't know if I should play it on stream. I mean, the game kind of... I don't know. Yeah, it's only like a 2-hour game.
and add funds to places that can help out, and trying to talk to the community all the time about mental health and making sure that it's not something that kind of falls to the side. And I've done it my entire career, which is why this year for Thankmas, I've decided to partner with Crisis Text Line and Samaritans, who are two wonderful organizations that deal with people in times of crisis.
Imagine the amount of people that Sean has saved indirectly. Like, imagine the amount of lives he's saved indirectly. The amount of people that were like really depressed and shit, and then they just put on like a Jacksepticeye video, and then they, you know, distracted themselves from like what was going on in their life. Like that is crazy to think about.
Crises and mental health struggles to try and get them through tough times. In 2023, Samaritans and Crisis Text Line volunteers spent more than 1.4 million hours answering calls and texts for help. Samaritans and...
Okay, is it bad that I thought that was me on the top right for a second? Oh my god, I thought that was me for a second. Like, this chat has gaslit me so much. I'm trying to watch a serious video about Jacksepticeye's mental health, and I actually thought that was me on the top right.
Answers a call for help every 10 seconds, and since its launch, Crisis Text Line...
That sucks. That sucks that I thought that as well. Wow.
...has supported over 10 million conversations in the United...
They're saying in chat that we've won. Mental.
...States, more than 3,500 daily. I think we all kind of like know in the back of our heads that people are suffering and people are going through this stuff, but I feel like it's time to bring it to the forefront, to actually verbalize it.
Why did you mention it and just ignore it? Clip farming.
To talk about it, to confront it, and try and help however we can. According to the CDC, suicide is a leading cause of death in the US and affects people of all ages. Suicide was responsible for one death every 11 minutes in 2022 in the US. And it's not just in America either. Every 90 minutes, someone in the UK or Ireland takes their own life as well. That alone is the big...
Isn't that such a scary statistic though? Genuinely. Like, I'm pretty sure that most people in this chat know someone that has taken their own life. I'm not even saying a family member or a friend, but someone, you know, in this whole web of everyone you know, like a friend of a friend of a friend, or like a family member's friend, you know, someone very far away from your web, but you still know that they exist. Like, it's crazy to think that, like, how common it is. Like it's terrifying.
Biggest killer of young people under 25 and middle-aged men. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 billion people are living with mental health challenges of all varying degrees. That's like 1/8 of the planet, according to the notes that I have.
That is definitely everyone in this chat included, by the way.
Here in 2023, the US Surgeon General declared a national loneliness and social isolation epidemic throughout.
Yeah, it's like what's happening in like place Japan as well. You know, like...
Hey, Pyro, your channel gave me Needix vibes, if you know what I mean. Needix.
I don't know what that means. Thank you for the 10, though. It's like in Japan, they've got like a loneliness epidemic. I mean, this is what I was saying earlier in the previous video. It's like half the world is stuck indoors now, online all day. You know, playing video games or like on Discord or, you know, watching streamers. It's just the way like the social climate is like adjusted now to how it was like over 10 years ago.
The country, and that's just in America. I'm sure that it's being felt.
Not depressed anymore thanks to shrooms. Why is everyone that takes shrooms shill that it like cured them of everything and then they're gonna live to the age of 3,000? I mean, I'm happy for you, but yeah, genuinely, I'll never understand that.
Everywhere. About half of US adults are experiencing considerable levels of loneliness. And unfortunately, with that loneliness comes darker thoughts. And
I think that's a reason why like the rates of people being parasocial is so high as well. Because it's like, you know, you watch a content creator, you then get on with your day. But then if you don't have like much to get up to, your day then revolves around the content creators that you watch.
Depression.
So that link just becomes stronger.
And
hey, it's been a while since your last been streamed and I saw a lot of good ARG series which I know you like. Look up the Batman ARG by Oblivion and Left 4 Dead ARG, they're evolving.
Thank you, Oracle, for the 10. I could look them up.
Isolated from people is just not healthy for our brains. We're creatures that are designed to go out and interact with other people. And when our only...
What's the problem with loneliness? Well, it's like what Sean's saying. It's like we're social animals. Like me, right? Like I like to be alone a lot. I like to, you know, just work on my own. I don't like, you know, I like to be on my own a lot. But then I kind of realize if I'm on my own too much, it's like, okay, this is fucking with me. Like I need to, you know, like, okay, I've worked out today. I've done like 3 videos today. I've worked on a main channel video.
When are you going to play mouth washing?
Like I've done so much work today. Like why am I still not happy? And then I go out and socialize with people for an hour, and my brain's wired. It's like, oh my god, yeah, like oh my god, wow, like I needed that social interaction so much. Like it really is a cheat code for like dopamine. It's insane. Like even if you think you're an introvert and you don't like social interaction, I feel like everyone needs it as like a little bit of a battery recharge. When am I going to play mouth washing? I just got asked this like 7 seconds ago. I don't know. I don't know if I'll play it, honestly, because I've already played it off stream.
The means of doing that sometimes is through the internet.
Being by yourself is fine. It's just when it lasts a couple of days, it kills your brain bit by bit. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so I work on my own a lot, right? But I still live with my family. So I can still interact with my family like every day. So I'm actually having like a human interaction with people.
It can be really bad. I've lived quite a huge amount of my career just being online. And I can tell you that it's made me angrier and sadder and made me feel even more alone than if I were out interacting with people. And that's not always easy, but it's something that I feel like we need to talk about and open up the discussion to and help people who can't help themselves.
You know what's crazy? I've just had the most dystopian thought in my head, and this probably already exists, right? I think this already exists. What I'm doing right now, right? I'm streaming. I see you guys in chat talking there. I'm reading chat. I'm interacting with you guys while watching the video. I reckon out there right now, and if not, this is going to happen really soon because of the loneliness epidemic, you're going to have softwares that you can buy or use for free where you can stream to an audience of bots that like comment on your stream like they're real people to give people that dopamine that they think that they're actual streamers and having human interactions and people that watch them and enjoy their content. It's already happened. Yeah. I had a feeling. I had a feeling it already exists.
I struggled with religious trauma growing up. Through the darkest times, you were there on my phone. Even the stupid leafy drama helped distract me. Thank you for everything, Pyro.
Thank you, Catnip, for the 15. We're all AI. It wouldn't surprise me. Someone said business idea. Okay, bro, I didn't say that. That's depressing. I think that already exists. Genuinely, I think that already exists. But wow, that is a dark thought, eh?
The point of this video that I'm trying to make.
Someone said content warning. Okay, true.
Hello, Pyro. I don't know if you heard of this game called mouthwashing.
I'm any mouthwashing donos I'm skipping. Thank you for the 10. Dude, I gotta leave the house in 15 minutes. I'm not having a mouthwashing dono be the reason I miss out on eating.
The community is key to all of this. Community and the humanity behind it, because as easy as it is to
that is definitely the dev, by the way, just like shilling the game.
Drum up hate and drum up negativity together. It's also quite possible to do amazing things together, as we have proven with Thankmas.
I mean, how much money has he raised with Thankmas? It's like hundreds of millions, right? Or at least it's like tens of millions. He's raised a ridiculous amount.
Countless times at this point. It's probably not countless. We can count how many times we've done Thankmas. To date, Thankmas has raised $26 million.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Over all the Thankmases we've done, and that's only possible.
He made like 1 day of Aiden Ross streaming as a donation. That's crazy.
By community coming together. 2 years ago we raised $10 million. Last year we raised $6 million, and this year we're hoping to try and raise $6 million again.
Isn't it crazy, like the PewDiePie effect as well? Because this guy only got big because PewDiePie shouted him out, right? Which is, it's something he said himself. I'm not saying that that's a snide. But because of that, Sean has been able to grow his own career, become incredibly successful, incredibly wealthy, but then also been able to give back to people as well by raising, you know, millions of dollars for people. It's just insane. Like this web of network of like goodwill and stuff. It's insane. Like all PewDiePie did is basically shout out a small YouTuber, and that's then indirectly led to like nearly $30 million being raised.
Again, I know that's a huge amount of money.
Just like you and Leafy, I don't think Leafy ever gave me a shout out. I don't think Leafy wanted me to blow up in the first place.
To try and raise, but
I just leeched off Leafy.
Thankmas has been capable in the past. We're going to try again. With the money that we're raising this year, we're helping to train 9,000 new volunteers across both organizations. They can invest in hardware and software to help expand and enhance the digital reach of these programs, since reaching people online, chat and text is paramount. A lot of people sometimes don't even want to call in. A text is all they can do. So helping build out the infrastructures.
You were Leafy? I remember seeing this meme about me and Leafy, and it was like, you know that meme of the path, and it's like the left path is the really dark path and the right path is the really good path? Or maybe I'm getting twisted. Maybe it's the other way around. But it was like, there was two timelines, and it's like, if you watch Leafy, you became alt-right, and then if you watched Pyro, you ended up becoming alt-left and probably trans.
For those types of things to be able to help more people is really important. Doing something like this also helps an incredible amount of awareness every time. That's sort of the hidden metric that
both of the dark timeline. Yeah, that's also true. That's fair.
Never gets talked about with Thankmas, is that not only are we raising money that can go into these organizations, but the awareness that we're helping raise as well is huge, because more people get involved, more organizations get to know, and it kind of persists throughout the next few years. And with this awareness and this help.
Jesus, someone donated $250,000. Damn. The Coca-Cola company donated. Oh, it's like, oh, I see. It's like a lot of it is sponsors. That's his partner. That's his own company. So that'd be profits from his own company. The Foster family, the Coca-Cola company. 2 Anon donors though.
We can help up to 2 million new people. 2 million new people. Not even.
I'd love to do something like that. I'd love to do like a charity event or something. Definitely. Like, I think that'd be sick. But I feel like it's so difficult to now, because the bar has been set so high by people like Sean. So like me just being sat here like in my room, it just isn't enough.
Even the people that they're helping already, 2 million new people will be able to get help each year with this money raised. So like last year, we're doing Thankmas live again. We're going to be in the Orpheum Theatre again, same place as last year, but we're selling even more tickets this time. Last year we sold just half the theatre twice, so this time we're doing the entire theatre.
Where's the Orpheum? Is that in Brighton?
Tickets this time. Last year we sold just half the theatre twice, so
where's the Orpheum? Is that in Brighton?
Hey, not to get too real, but thanks for not losing yourself while making your smarter long from videos. When I'm feeling my most suicidally depressed, the relatable way you talk about games is like an autistic ramble from a friend. Mental health.
Thank you, dumb bitch, for the 10. Yeah, that's really nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, it's LA. Ugh. Fair enough. I thought it'd be in Brighton, but fair. Thank you, Boom, for the 2 months. Any charity helps, man. Do it. Yeah, definitely.
This time we're doing the entire theater. Tickets are going to be for sale now. All of the information is going to be in the description. It's going to be on December 6th this year. That's when the event is going to be happening. It's also going to be streamed live on my channel. You can still watch it. You can still help out. And I think it's going to be an incredible event. Last year was amazing being able to do it in person. I can't believe how well all of that went, considering all the moving parts that were in it. But I'm really excited to do it again this year in person and just embrace the community, seeing people come together in a room, not like that, chanting together, raising awareness together, yelling.
It's the most toilet humor imaginable.
Screaming, being positive and doing something and putting our stamp on that day, I think is huge. So tickets are for sale now. Go get them. I'm excited. I think seeing that amount of people come together and talk about mental health will...
It's funny because I know when he wraps up the event, he's going to raise millions of dollars and he's going to get the biggest dopamine boost of what he'll probably have in the entire year. And for him, that is like totally worth it.
Create a sense of openness and vulnerability that will allow people to be able to open up more. And let's face it, losing up to 700,000 people each year is just completely unacceptable. If it's something that we can help with, if it's something that we can drive our community and our positivity towards to try and make a difference. So please tune in for Thankmas this year, December 6th. It's still a little bit away, but that's why I'm announcing it soon so we can keep selling tickets. Go get your tickets now. I would love to see you guys in person. The energy last year was electric and it's going to be really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. and I'll see you there.
Yeah, that was cute. That was baby. I'm happy that he's doing well. I like how there's this resurgence of like YouTubers complaining about YouTube, like Tommy in it. It's actually crazy, like just how so many people just. Oh, I can see like Kane Pixels that made the back rooms. It's definitely not just you. Yeah. You're the man. Oh, I forgot Game Grumps existed. Hey, I'm Grump. I'm not so Grump, and we're the Game Grumps.